Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
Thank you again for joining the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. And you can find out more by going to donandgino.com, DONANDGINO.com. Or if you have questions, we actually answer our emails. We answer your questions by going to donandgino@gmail.com. There's a theme here, Gino.
There is. It should be pretty easy. And, when we first started this, Don, we joke about the pizza places, right? We had a hard time competing online with the pizza places. But if you forget all of those things, our email address, our phone number, whatever it is, just type Don and Gino. You'll find us.
Yeah, we're not a pizza place, but we do deliver.
Nice. You're on fire, man.
I am. It's amazing. Have a little vacation, and it's amazing how you come back with re-energized. In fact, Rob, you got to join me for a few days. That was awesome.
Oh, it sucked. Yeah. Wine country, Napa, vino, good food, good company. Oh, terrible.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
And,
they were. What Don's alluding to is he was off celebrating his birthday and had a great week.
Yes, everybody goes, oh, how's it feel getting older? I go, way better than the alternative.
Right?
That's true.
Yes. So, all right. So we're here with Rob Schwartz. He's our chosen expert in the field of college planning. He's been on our show many times. He's also part of a group that we've worked really hard to put together for you, for us, of course, because we utilize all these same professionals, all of them now.
I know. Little by little, chipping away at them all.
One of them I didn't want to have to use, but I'm using one
Yeah.
that I didn't think I'd have to. But we have the best professionals. We have interviewed them over and over and over. And you find out who's accountable to us, of course, but accountable to you, accountable to Santa Clarita. They're involved in your community, and they really care. I mean, what the value they give back to our community and you is amazing. And we put them together in one group called America's Professional Resource Group. It says just what it is. And you can find out more information by going to aprgi.com. It's that easy, aprgi.com, or type in America's Professional Resource Group. It'll pop up. And we have so much information. One, all the professionals, we're talking estate planners, mortgage planners, of course, insurance planners, college planners.
Well, that's actually, it's funny you're saying planner, and then it's a lot of it's attorney. But
Right.
These are the people that most folks are afraid to reach out to in life. I think there's that barrier, right? I mean, I can't tell you how many people I look at every day, and I'm like, you need to trust. And it's just so low on their list of priorities because it's much more important to go to the Dodger game this week or whatever it is, and it's probably one of the most important things you can do. And I can't tell you enough how much you need to trust.
And trust us, when you do get it, it will change your life. You'll feel so good about how you've prepared, because you don't know what you don't know until you go and sit down with Lisa Odom with Pool and Shaffrey, and she does a great job for us. She actually handles our trust. And you sit down, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't have all this stuff figured out. I didn't have it laid out. I wasn't prepared, and my family would not have been prepared. And now your family's
I feel
prepared.
fantastic. I mean, as soon as I did mine, immediately I was like, Dad, Mom, you got to do yours, like right now. Like, I'll pay for it. I don't care. You have to get it done, because it's going to make my life easier and my sister's life easier to have it done.
Yeah, I'm glad I had my dad do his, and it made it a lot easier. Huh, Robert?
Yeah, I've seen it up close and personal. I can tell you that you guys have advised me to do the same, and it's on the short list of things that has to get done in my own life. God knows, well, we're kind of related. Your sister is my wife.
Yes.
And as a type 1 diabetic, I mean, bad things happen to good people, and what happens, God forbid, if something happens to your sister / my wife, we need to be prepared. What happens if something happens to me? And I need to make sure she's taken care of.
There you go. You heard right here. So find out more by going to aprgi.com. Also, we put together a magazine. Robert's one of our expert contributors in it. And these are articles. No ads are in this magazine called The Vault Magazine, similar to because the Vault studio here. Easy for me to say. But we call it The Vault because there's precious things in The Vault Magazine. Great knowledge, great information. You can click on it. It's an online magazine. It doesn't cost you a thing. So we haven't charged you anything for all this great information. We need to start charging.
What are you going to do? Put a coin slot on the radio?
Can we do that?
Jukebox radio.
There
I think they have that. It's called Sirius XM.
Oh, darn it. I'd pay for that. All right, let's dive back into our guest of honor here, Robert Schwartz with Premier College Guidance. He's helping you clarify. He's helping all of us clarify a little bit of the realities, the UC system, and timing, and how difficult it is these days to get into the UC system, and how to prepare properly. Right?
And you just said it. It's just unbelievable how hard it is to get into these schools. Great grades, great ACT or SAT scores, and that's just not enough.
And Gino's using that as an excuse why he's not in the UC system.
Oh, no. I actually fell into a whole different department. You know that procrastinate part? I procrastinated right through all application dates.
And I think it's important, and we've talked about this, gentlemen, on a number of occasions. You know, Gino attended the School of Hard Knocks, and he's doing great in life. And Don completed his degree at Cal State University Northridge, go Matadors, and he's doing just great in life. I completed a bachelor's degree at UCLA. I completed a master's degree at the aforementioned Cal State Northridge. I have a college counseling certification from UCLA. I teach for UCLA in this field. I make significantly less than either of you. So it's not about how many degrees you get or where they're from. That has very little to contribute to how well you're going to do in life. Don't make that mistake. Let's get that out on the table right off the bat.
Well, that's really cool that you bring that up. Again, it's Robert Schwartz with Premier College Guidance. What I like that you bring up is the conversations you have with your, basically I call them your students, because you're actually educating them, and the parents on what is important to them about the college that they're choosing.
Right.
And
What are they looking to achieve, right?
Right. And what is realistic? We talk about, every kid in the world goes, oh, yeah, I want to go to UCLA. I want to go to, Berkeley. Well, next, what are you going to do? But you give them other options they may not even have thought of.
That is actually probably the strongest part of what I do.
I think so.
Is to bring up alternatives to the name brand schools. We go through a very thorough search process for every single one of the kids we work with. And the idea is to deconstruct the college search process, to ask questions that in and of themselves you haven't really thought of. And then when you start to connect all of these dots together, you've now painted a picture of exactly what it is you're looking for in a college or university. And it may have nothing to do with the list you originally gave me.
Interesting. Does that sound anything like the process like when we went through the trust that we just discussed?
Yeah.
Yeah, this person asks a lot of questions you never really thought about, and at the end, the result is liberating, and there's a lot of options you never really knew existed.
Well, I'm sure this is for both the student and the parents.
Oh, absolutely. I would say educationally speaking, it's probably more for the parents because they're the ones who come in with such preconceived notions.
Right.
It's my responsibility to say, hold on a second. You know, your belief system has told you if you don't go to Berkeley, UCLA, or Stanford, somehow your child is going to be a hobo and they're going to be living in a train depot. Like, that's just not how it works. And frankly, if we're going to look at this concept of, how well am I going to do in life? Let's take two students. One goes to Harvard, one goes to the New Mexico School of Mining and Technology. Basically, if you're a man, it's probably the least attractive school in the United States. There's 900 students, 800 of which are men. Good luck getting a date.
Well, maybe.
No, I'm going to say good luck getting a date. There's just not enough people, let alone if you're looking for someone of the opposite sex. There's 100 of them and there's 800 of you. Good luck on Romance Island.
It's funny. All the women are like, "Hey, where do I sign
what
up for
school is that? Yeah, where's that at? Yeah." It's funny you bring this up because the weird things that happen in life, right? So my cousin grows up as a classical pianist, and he goes to the San Francisco Conservatory of Music, something like that, something really, really high-level place for musical artists. And right now he's famous for producing rap songs and the Song of the Summer and hanging out with Dre and Dram and all these other guys. And you're like, how did that happen? What does all this have to do with college and all this studying he did and his SAT scores and now he's a rap artist?
Next to nothing. That's the answer.
And making millions.
Yeah, and killing it.
Before we end, because I know we're going to get to a break real soon, let's get back to this idea of I have a student who's going to Harvard and I have a student who's going to the New Mexico School of Mining and Technology. You would instantly say, if I have to choose, I'm going to choose the kid who's at Harvard, right? But I haven't told you what they're studying yet. The kid at Harvard studies social justice. The kid in New Mexico studies petroleum engineering. Who's going to make more money?
Well, probably petroleum.
Not even close. 3-1.
Right.
How many of you know rich social workers?
Anyways.
Bueller?
Yep.
Bueller?
Nope.
Fry?
Yep.
Yeah, they don't exist. So that you got your degree from Harvard means you might run an organization that deals with social welfare. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the HHS rep that works with the next president of the United States. You'll make your six figures then. But by and large, the petroleum engineer is going to do far better in life, even though they went to a school you've never heard of.
But you heard it right here on the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. Stay tuned. More pearls of wisdom from Mr. Robert Schwartz he's looking at his book. He's got more for you. So don't go away. We'll be right back with Rob Schwartz with Premier College Guidance, guiding you to the understanding the admission process and the realities of the UC system and helping you and your child get into the right college of their dreams. When we come back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show.